Bond market operators have asked retail investors to experiment the provided collective investment schemes available in the capital market. Given an insight into the best means of benefiting from the bonds market as a retail investor, the managing director of the Financial Market Dealers Quotation, Bola Koko, explains that the bond market is designed as a wholesale platform for positive returns.
Bond is usually wholesale market, but there are products being worked on by some operators to simplify the bond and put it in like a mutual fund. Even for the equity market, the Securities and Exchange has been preaching and appealing, advocating to retail not to try and invest on their own, but to go through collective investment schemes, because the truth is bond and equities are very jealous of time. You need to devote a lot of time to research, analysis to make the right choices. And if there are specialists that could do that for you at token fee, why don't you use them? So there are bond funds that have been set up by various institutions. There will be exchange traded fund coming on bonds now that we have a platform like FMDQ. And those are the avenues for the retail, if you ask me, instead of the retail investor trying to pick or select stocks or bonds on his own.
Well, the bears returned to the Nigerian equities market today, pushing the key broad index down by 0.94% to end Tuesday's session at 38,383.05. BC Coca gives us a summary of today's figures.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Reports. After about a week of positive momentum at the Nigerian equities market, the bears staged a comeback as investors took profit off some blue-chip stocks, including that of Dangote Cement. The key broad index tumbled by 0.94% to end Tuesday's session at 38,383.05, with a market capitalization of 12.32 trillion naira. Investors took 6 naira 93 kobo off the share price of Dangote Cement. The stock closed at 235 naira against yesterday's close of 241 naira 93 kobo. Other top incliners include Lafarge Wapco and Guinness. The day's top price gainers include Photo Oil, which added 4 naira 79 kobo to its share price ahead of International Breweries and UAC Properties. Now, with over 65 million shares, Guaranteed Trust Bank was the day's most actively traded equity. Now, when the closing bell rang, volume was at 369.84 million units, valued at 4.86 billion naira in 4,494 deals. And that ends the stock market reports. I am BC Koka.
Well, thank you, BC. That's also it on Business News Tonight. The news at 10 continues in just a moment.
Well, just in case you missed that, fans of the Red Devils can't wait to hear Charles with the news. Charles?
Well, thanks, Ulai. This is how it happened. Manchester United proved bookmakers wrong as they forced defending champions Bayern Munich to a 1-1 draw in the quarter-final of the UEFA Champions League. United went ahead in the 58th minute through Nemanja Vidic despite having to defend for large spells of the game. However, Bastian Schweinsteiger drew the Bavarians a level in the 67th minute. He was sent off in the later stages of the game, but the Red Devils could not make the advantage count. Elsewhere, Diego's stunning 30-yard strike for Atletico Madrid and Neymar's 71st minute equalizer for Barcelona ensured that both sides also shared the spoils in their quarter-final tie. This result means Atletico Madrid take an away goal advantage into the second leg clash with their Spanish rivals. Meanwhile, some players in the Golden Eaglets will be subjected to the magnetic imaging resonance MRI before they can be eligible to represent Nigeria. In a statement made available to Channels Television, the Nigeria Football Federation said the test, in addition to players' birth certificates, will be used as criteria to determine their exact age. The NFF said this is to forestall the near-embarrassing scenario that trailed the team's selection, where half of the players selected to represent the country at the last CAF Under-17 Championship failed the test. Nigeria will face either Burundi or Congo DR in August for the Niger 2015 African Under-17 Championship, which serves as qualifiers for the FIFA Under-17 World Cup that will take place in Chile. On the local scene, 5 players and 5 head coaches are now in the running to win the League Bloggers Awards LBA Player and Manager for the month of March 2014. The players were picked by the LBA based on their performance in March during the Nigerian Professional League, while the coaches made the shortlist following the form guide of their clubs for the month in review. Namso Edo of Aqua United, Ikechukwu Ezenwe of Sunshine Stars, Cletus Itodo of Abia Warriors, Ifeanyi Egwem of Dolphins and Ifeanyi Eyam of Sharks were the players shortlisted for the month of March. The 5 shortlisted managers are Patrick Udo of Aqua United, Richard Bubaga of Bayelsa United, Benga Ogumbote of Sharks, Ladan Boso of Abia Warriors and Ndubisinduka of FC Taraba. The winners of the awards will be announced on Monday, April the 7th. Elsewhere, Nigeria's sole campaigners at the CAF Confederations Cup, Bayelsa United will face Côte d'Ivoire's Sewa Sport in a playoff for the place in the group phase of the competition. Bayelsa United edged out Haumine of Zimbabwe 3-2 on aggregate in a 2-leg tie to qualify for the playoff. Bayelsa will play the first leg in Abidjan on the weekend of April the 18th, while the return leg will hold at the Sapele Stadium on the weekend of April the 25th. The winners of this round will play in the mini-league stage of Africa's second-tier club competition, which will commence later in the year. In athletics, Golden Gala organizers say Usain Bolt will skip the Rome Diamond League meet on June the 5th, citing injury problems. However, Bolt's manager Ricky Sims says that is not the case, as the 100 and 200-meter record holder didn't have a contract to run the Rome meet and that he is not aware of any injuries. Bolt will make his European season debut in Ostrava, Czech Republic on June the 17th. Bolt had a rare 100-meter loss in Rome last year when American sprinter Justin Gatlin beat him by 1/100th of a second. And in golf, world #1 Tiger Woods has been ruled out of the Masters after undergoing a back operation. Woods underwent a successful surgery in Utah, the United States, to correct a pinched nerve in his back. The problem had been bothering the 14-time major winner for several months, with the American having suffered several back injuries in the past. He is expected to miss several weeks of play, starting with the Masters at Augusta, which starts on Thursday, April the 10th. Rather unfortunate for the Tiger, but that's it on sports news, and it's back to Sulai shortly with the rest of the news at 10.
Well, on the foreign scene, but very close to home, Nigeria has assumed the rotating presidency of the United Nations Security Council for April. Mrs. Joy Ogu, who is the permanent representative of Nigeria to the UN, took over the role from Mr. Sylvie Lucas, who was the Luxembourg's representative. Here's Cynthia Are with more.
That's certainly the case, and this is the 5th time Nigeria will be representing West Africa on the United Nations body. It was elected to serve on the Council in 1966 to 1967, 1978 to 1979, 1994 to 1995, and 2010 to 2011. Ogu listed her priority for April to include 3 open debates to address the Middle East, women, peace and security, and on the initiative of Nigeria, maintenance of international peace and security.
Considering the turmoil in the world, it's going to be a tough agenda, but we approach it with the deepest sense of duty, and I'm sure we will have the support of our colleagues. Right now, we have consultations going on. Nigeria is not an agenda item on the Security Council, but whatever we do is a contribution on behalf of Nigeria to peace and security in the world.
Still in Africa, the deadly Ebola outbreak in Guinea, West Africa remains in a limited geographic area. The World Health Organization said it is neither an epidemic nor unprecedented. But medical charity Médecins Sans Frontières has said its spread makes it very difficult to control. Then NATO is not seeing a Russian troop pull out from the border with Ukraine. The military alliance's chief, Anders Rasmussen, again stressed that the best way to solve the crisis was through a political dialogue. Finally, today the man responsible for coordinating the search from Australia says the search for missing Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 is the most challenging ever seen. Air Chief Marshal Angus Houston also said that the search for the plane could take weeks. And those are the top stories on the foreign scene.
Well, many thanks, Cynthia. And the main news again. Delegates at the National Conference have appealed for a change of perception by Nigerians, even as they seek a united Nigeria. Federal lawmakers in the Senate have rejected INEC proposal to conduct general elections in one day. 21 people have been killed after a vehicle carrying suspected terrorists bound for an NNPC facility in Maiduguri